Imagine this. Tonight, after watching this video, you'll do something you've done thousands of times before. You'll turn off the lights, close your eyes, and slowly fall asleep. It will feel ordinary. It will feel like nothing is happening. But what if I told you that the moment you lose consciousness, your brain begins one of the most extraordinary performances in nature? While you believe you're resting, billions of neurons burst into activity. Memories are carefully sorted. Emotions are quietly healed. Toxic waste is flushed away. New connections are built, damaged cells are repaired, and your mind prepares itself for tomorrow. In other words, sleep isn't the moment your brain shuts down. It's the moment it comes alive in ways you never imagined. The biggest mystery isn't why we sleep. It's how we wake up every morning with a stronger, cleaner, and more organized mind. So what exactly is your brain doing while you dream? And what would happen if it suddenly stopped doing its nightly work? Tonight, we're stepping inside the sleeping brain to uncover one of the greatest hidden miracles of the human body. Imagine this. Tonight, just like every other night, you'll close your eyes, pull the blanket over yourself, and slowly drift into sleep. From the outside, it will look as though nothing is happening. Your body will become still, your breathing slower, and the world around you will fade away. But inside your head, something extraordinary is about to begin. While you believe you're resting, your brain is starting one of the busiest and most important shifts of the entire day. Billions of neurons begin communicating, memories are reorganized, emotions are processed, damaged cells are repaired. Wires and harmful waste is cleared away. In reality, sleep isn't the time when your brain stops working. It's the time when it performs the work that keeps you alive, intelligent, emotionally balanced, and mentally healthy. The shocking truth is that if your brain truly switched off while you slept, you would never wake up the same person. For thousands of years, people misunderstood sleep. Many believed it was simply a period of inactivity, a temporary pause where the brain rested until morning. Ancient civilizations even imagined that the soul left the body during sleep and returned before sunrise. It was an understandable belief because, from the outside, sleeping people appear completely inactive. Their eyes remain closed, their muscles relax, and they barely respond to the outside world. But modern neuroscience has completely changed that picture. Scientists have discovered that during sleep, many parts of the brain become just as active as they are during the day. Learning, emotional healing, and biological repair that no machine on Earth could ever imitate. Sleep isn't a shutdown. It's an overnight rebuilding project that keeps your mind functioning. Think of your brain as the world's most advanced city. During the day, the streets are crowded with information. Every conversation, every sound, every smell, every decision, every emotion, and every image enters your brain at incredible speed. Millions of tiny electrical signals race through neural pathways every second. Your brain spends the entire day collecting information, solving problems, making decisions, controlling your body, and helping you survive. But by nightfall, that city becomes overloaded. Roads become crowded. Files pile up. Important information gets mixed with useless information. Now, the librarian and the construction workers all working together through the night to prepare your brain for another day. One of the first jobs your brain performs while you sleep is deciding which memories deserve to survive. Every day you experience thousands of moments, but your brain cannot keep all of them forever. Imagine recording every second of your life without ever deleting anything. Eventually, your mind would become impossible to manage. So while you're sleeping, your brain quietly reviews the events of the day. Important experiences are strengthened and stored for the future, while meaningless details slowly fade away. This is why studying before sleep often improves memory. During the night, your brain is literally replaying and strengthening the information you learned, making it easier to remember the next day. Sleep is not stealing your time, it is protecting your memories. But memory isn't the only thing being organized. Your emotional life is also being carefully processed. Throughout the day, you experience happiness, frustration, excitement, fear, embarrassment, disappointment, and countless other emotions. If those emotional experiences simply accumulated without being processed, your mind would become emotionally exhausted. During sleep, especially during dreaming, your brain begins sorting through these emotional experiences. It weakens the emotional intensity of painful memories while preserving the lessons they contain. That's why many problems seem less overwhelming after a good night's sleep. Your brain has quietly spent hours helping you recover emotionally without you even realizing it. Well, sometimes the greatest therapy your mind receives isn't a conversation. It's a full night of healthy sleep. There's another incredible job your brain performs every single night, and almost no one talks about it. Throughout the day, your brain produces waste products as billions of neurons communicate with one another. Imagine a busy city where millions of people work all day but no one collects the garbage. Eventually, the streets would become blocked, the air would become polluted, and the entire city would stop functioning properly. Your brain faces the same problem. Every thought, every memory, and every movement creates tiny waste products that must be removed. But here's the fascinating part. Your brain can't efficiently clean itself while you're awake because it's too busy processing information. So, when you fall asleep, an extraordinary cleaning system known as the glymphatic system becomes highly active. Cerebrospinal fluid begins flowing through the brain, washing away harmful waste proteins and toxins that accumulated during the day. Scientists believe this nightly cleaning process may even help protect the brain from diseases like Alzheimer's later in life. In other words, every night your brain quietly performs the deepest cleaning process your body has. Sleep is also the time when your brain repairs itself. Throughout the day, stress, learning, and mental effort place enormous pressure on billions of brain cells. Tiny connections between neurons are constantly being strengthened, weakened, or replaced. During deep sleep, your brain begins repairing these neural networks. Cells restore themselves, damaged tissues recover, and important biological chemicals are produced. Growth hormone is released in larger amounts, helping repair muscles, strengthen the immune system, and support healthy brain function. While you think you're doing nothing, your body is rebuilding itself from the inside out. This is why athletes, students, and high performers all depend on quality sleep. Progress doesn't only happen while you're working, it also happens while you're sleeping. Dreaming is perhaps the greatest mystery of sleep. Every night, your brain creates entire worlds from nothing. You meet people who aren't there. You visit places that don't exist. Time behaves strangely. Logic disappears. Yet while you're dreaming, everything feels completely real. Scientists still don't fully understand why we dream, but many believe dreams help the brain process emotions, strengthen creativity, and connect memories in new ways. Sometimes your brain solves problems while you sleep that it couldn't solve while you were awake. This is why people occasionally wake up with brilliant ideas, new solutions, or a completely different perspective on yesterday's problems. Your sleeping mind continues searching for answers long after your conscious mind has gone quiet. But what happens when you don't get enough sleep? The effects appear much faster than most people realize. After just one poor night of sleep, your attention decreases, your reaction time slows, and your memory becomes weaker. Small problems suddenly feel overwhelming. You become more emotional, more impatient, and more likely to make poor decisions. That's because the emotional center of your brain becomes more active, while the logical decision-making areas become less effective. In simple words, a tired brain feels more fear, more stress, and less self-control. It's not that life suddenly became harder. Your brain simply lost the ability to manage it properly. Now imagine repeating this for weeks or months, and memory disorders begins increasing. Many people spend years searching for the secret to better focus, higher productivity, and improved mental health while ignoring the simplest solution available every single night. Sleep isn't wasted time. It's the foundation upon which every healthy brain depends. Perhaps the most beautiful truth about sleep is this: every night, your brain gives you a fresh beginning. It organizes yesterday so you can face tomorrow. It strengthens what matters, removes what doesn't, heals invisible wounds, repairs damaged connections, and prepares you for challenges you haven't even encountered yet. It asks for nothing except a few hours of darkness and rest. Yet many of us sacrifice that gift for one more episode, one more scroll through social media, or one more hour of work, never realizing what we're trading away. So tonight, when you place your head on the pillow, remember that sleep is not an interruption to your life. It is one of the most important parts of it. While the world around you grows quiet, your brain begins performing millions of tiny miracles that no machine could ever replicate. It cleans, heals, organizes, protects, and rebuilds the very mind that makes you who you are. And maybe that's the greatest lesson of all. The strongest version of yourself isn't created only by working harder during the day. Sometimes it's created by trusting your brain enough to rest at night. Because while you sleep, your brain is quietly preparing you to become a better version of yourself when morning finally arrives. There is one final secret about sleep that makes it one of the greatest biological miracles ever discovered. Every single day, your brain changes. Every conversation you have, every mistake you make, every book you read, every face you recognize, and every lesson you learn physically changes the structure of your brain. New neural connections are formed every moment. But if every connection remained equally strong, your brain would eventually become overloaded. It would be like trying to save every single photo, message, and video you've ever received without ever deleting anything. Eventually, there would be no space left. This is why sleep isn't only about strengthening important memories, it is also about weakening unnecessary ones. While you sleep, your brain quietly removes weak neural connections that no longer serve you. Scientists believe this process helps improve learning, creativity, and mental efficiency. In a way, your brain becomes smarter, not only by remembering more, but by learning what to forget. This explains something many people experience without understanding. Have you ever struggled with a difficult problem all day, only to wake up the next morning with the answer suddenly feeling obvious? That's because your sleeping brain continues working long after your conscious mind has stopped. It reorganizes information, discovers hidden patterns, and connects ideas that previously seemed unrelated. Some of history's greatest discoveries were inspired by dreams or moments immediately after waking up. Famous scientists, inventors, musicians, and writers often described waking with brilliant ideas they couldn't find the night before. Their brains never truly stopped searching. While their bodies rested, their minds continued creating. Sleep also plays an important role in emotional resilience. During the day, stressful experiences leave emotional marks on the brain. Arguments, failures, disappointments, and worries all activate stress circuits designed to protect you. If these emotional reactions remained permanently intense, life would become emotionally unbearable. During healthy sleep, especially REM sleep, the brain carefully processes emotional memories. It keeps the lesson, but gradually softens the pain. That's why yesterday's embarrassment often feels less overwhelming after a good night's sleep. The event remains, but the emotional weight slowly becomes lighter. Sleep is one of nature's most effective forms of emotional healing. Unfortunately, modern life is constantly fighting against this natural process. Artificial lights, smartphones, endless scrolling, late-night entertainment, and constant stress trick the brain into believing it's still daytime. Blue light suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps prepare your body for sleep. Notifications keep your attention active. Anxiety keeps your thoughts racing. As a result, millions of people go to bed physically tired but mentally awake. Their bodies lie in bed while their brains continue running marathon after marathon of thoughts. Over time, this silent sleep deprivation slowly steals focus, creativity, patience, motivation, and emotional stability without most people ever realizing the real cause. Imagine buying the world's most advanced computer and never allowing it to restart. At first, it would continue working, but slowly it would become slower, hotter, less organized, and more likely to crash. That's exactly what happens to the human brain without proper sleep. You may continue functioning for a while, but concentration weakens. Decision-making becomes poor. Memory declines. Emotions become harder to control. The brain isn't failing because it's weak. It's failing because it was never given enough time to recover. The beautiful truth is that your brain doesn't ask for perfection. It doesn't expect you to have perfect days or perfect habits. Every night, it patiently waits for another opportunity to repair the damage, organize the chaos, strengthen your memories, and prepare you for tomorrow. It quietly works behind the scenes without asking for praise or recognition. Even while you're completely unconscious, your brain is doing everything it can to protect the person you will become when morning arrives. So the next time you think about sacrificing sleep to finish one more task, watch one more video, or spend another hour on your phone, remember what's truly at stake. You're not simply giving up a few hours of rest. You're giving up the time your brain uses to heal itself, clean itself, strengthen itself, and build the future version of you. Sleep isn't the opposite of productivity. It's the foundation of it, and perhaps that's the greatest mystery of all. The most important work your brain ever does happens when nobody is watching. No applause, no recognition, no audience, just billions of neurons working together in complete silence, preparing you for another chance at life. Every sunrise you witness is proof that your brain successfully completed another night of invisible miracles. So tonight, when you finally close your eyes, don't think of sleep as the end of your day. Think of it as the beginning of your brain's greatest masterpiece. Because while you dream, your brain is quietly creating the person you'll wake up as tomorrow. And maybe that's why sleep has never been a sign of weakness. It's one of the greatest superpowers nature has ever given the human mind.